bone to pick with somebody. Not just any somebody. This guy has been haunting fanfics for too long. 2014 to be precise. And if you're in the K-pop fanfic sphere, or really just the Asian entertainment fanfic sphere, then you know exactly who I'm talking about. It's Jackson Wang. The man in every fanfic ever. Obviously an exaggeration, he's not in every single fanfic ever, of course, but he might as well be. So let me go ahead and give you a breakdown. Jackson Wang is a member of the K-pop group GOT7. He's a rapper, dancer, he does sing, and he's kind of like the face of the group. GOT7 actually left their entertainment company, JYP, in 2021 after their contracts expired, but they're still together as a band, they're just doing things on their own. Now, even though GOT7 is a Korean music group, Jackson himself is actually from Hong Kong. He speaks several different languages. He actually was a competitive fencer for a bit, and he's got a very easygoing, chill, kind of like, oh, what's up, dude, sort of personality. Friendly, affable, and honestly sweet. He actually, I guess, still is, but was my bias when I was into GOT7 in like late high school, early college. He's well known for being friends with many other idols in different groups, as well as people in the entertainment sector overall, and comes off as just a funny, personable, easy to talk to guy on interviews, radio shows, and variety shows. And plus with the whole style that GOT7 was kind of going for when they first debuted, he can give off the impression of being a little edgier, I guess. I say impression of because once you actually hear him talk, it's like, oh, he's not a bad boy, he's just a guy.
Cute.
Now, I'm not just giving you a crash course on Jackson Wang for fun. I only mention this so that way you have background knowledge and can better understand the context of what we're about to dive into with his role in fanfiction. Now, just as a quick heads up, I do know that RPF and RPS, real person fiction and real person shipping respectively, are kind of tricky, layered topics in fandom. That'll get its own video sooner than later, but because we are talking about real people in fictional contexts and in a story setting, they are referred to as characters, so just a heads up. And there's a whole conversation about like where does the person end and where does the character persona begin. But anyway, I just think it's really funny that Jackson Wang keeps popping up in fanfics.
He's in the walls. He's in the goddamn walls!
Why is Jackson Wang in every fanfic ever? Jackson's role in fanfiction is the perpetual party host. So I just told you about how Jackson is a friendly guy and has a lot of friends and connections in the entertainment industry, and just by vibes, I don't want to say he gives off boy vibes, because he doesn't.
Say what you mean to say.
Like, I'm not getting any Kevin Lin energy off of him. He's just fashionable in streetwear a lot of the time, but all of those factors were enough for people to be like, he seems like he would throw awesome parties. He's the guy you would refer to when you say, oh, I know a guy. So after the group debuted in 2014, the fanfic authors of the internet just took to sites like AsianFanfics.com, AO3, Wattpad, and just sort of had him be like the party guy. If he wasn't throwing a party, then he was attending a party. Now, Jackson himself wasn't spared from being an active protagonist in these fanfics. He often was shipped with one of his bandmates, Mark Twan, Markson. He actually endorsed the name himself a couple times. I remember Jason being a thing too, and that was with another member, JB. And of course, the YN fics, like YN would walk into a party and there is Jackson Wang in all of his blinged out glory, like on the dance floor or serving drinks or at the DJ station, and then they lock eyes and sparks fly. But a trend slowly took hold where Jackson started becoming less of an active participant in these stories and rather became a side character catalyst in order for other characters to get together. Like if you wanted a meet cute opportunity between your self-insert OC and Kai from EXO, or Jungkook and Jimin from BTS, that could happen at one of Jackson's parties in the fanfiction world. Or it could be a meet ugly situation where Jackson Wang is throwing a party at a house with a pool and person or character A can't swim, but person or character B, who they're eventually shipped with, accidentally bumps them into the pool, and drama. So more and more fans and fanfic authors were seeing Jackson featuring as this party boy, haver, thrower, and were like, yo, this works really well, I can do something with this. It was very much a word of mouth sort of spread. Like, you know those headcanons and fanon that just slowly ripple throughout a fandom until eventually it's like, oh my god, everybody knows about this thing. That was Jackson Wang and parties. And years down the line, it became a staple in K-pop fanfiction, no matter what group it was, for Jackson Wang to make an appearance and be like, hey, party at my place this weekend, bring some friends, or hey, I'm hosting a party at so-and-so's house, come. But what's really funny is that Jackson Wang knows a lot of people, but he doesn't know everybody. But despite that, even if he never actually interacted with the K-pop group you were reading fanfiction about, or would even know who they are, he made for such a good plot device that he broke containment, and people were like, you know what, I'm just gonna have him show up, it'll be funny, or it's useful to the story. I need a setting or situation for these characters to meet, so he will provide that. And pretty soon, he wasn't just cameoing in K-pop fanfiction, he was also popping up in K-drama fanfiction, where he'd be throwing a party where actors would meet and hook up. There's also C-pop fanfiction, Chinese pop, as well as C-drama fanfiction, Chinese dramas. Hell, fanfiction for Thai BL TV shows, it wouldn't be out the blue for him to show up. But no, oh no, you think it's just for Asian entertainment media?
Mr. Worldwide.
Jackson Wang and his parties are international. He's appeared in One Direction fanfiction, and My Chemical Romance fanfiction. And if you think that it's just music fanfics or band fanfics or just anything to do with entertainment, it does not stop there. Jackson Wang and his mother parties have shown up in Harry Potter fanfiction, Percy Jackson fanfiction, Marvel fanfiction, Twilight fanfiction, MDCS/The Untamed fanfiction. Actually, that one's not really a surprise because The Untamed is a C-drama, and so Jackson may have connections to the actors involved. Does he actually know them? Maybe he knows them. Anyway, My Hero Academia fanfiction, Yuri on Ice fanfiction, Death Note fanfiction, Attack on Titan fanfiction, Jujutsu Kaisen fanfiction. The list goes on and on and on. Hell, I even saw a Stranger Things fanfiction where he's throwing a party in the 1980s. What's Jackson doing in the 1980s? I don't know. Ask Steady. He was throwing a party for them. Now, sometimes he is just there for the lulz in like a crack fic or like a fic that's not to be taken very seriously, but you would be surprised seeing just how many times he's featured in fanfics where no other characters bat an eye. And for one last funny slice of Jackson Wang related shenanigans and fanficery, a bunch of clips came out in 2022 of him attending and having a blast at some parties and started circulating in fan circles, and people lost their minds and were like, oh my god, the fanfics are real. Jackson Wang and his parties are canon! It was hilarious. Like, you know the guy would enjoy a good party, but actually seeing, like, proof of him partying just made so many fanfic readers' days. How do I feel about his frequent appearances? I think they're funny, but also I kind of just sigh sometimes. It's like, oh my god, Jackson, what are you doing here again? He's kind of like that friend who you see just a little too often, and it's like, Jackson, what are you doing here? I saw you like 5 hours ago. And really, I can't even stay mad. I mean, look at that face. Come on. Come on, when'd you go to his party? And that, lovely viewer, is the story of how Jackson Wang became the Mr. Worldwide of fanfic. I want you, just in your fanfic escapades online, you don't have to do it intentionally, but I would like you to try and find Jackson Wang in a Where's Waldo-esque sort of pan-fandom game and see the most unlikely place that he ends up. Least likely fandom or fanfic, just you would not be expecting this man to show up throwing a party. Is he in Call of Duty? Is he in the Spider-Verse? Oh my god, wait, is he actually in the Spider-Verse? I don't know. I don't know. I kind of don't want it to be, but also be really, really funny. Wait a minute. Jackson Wang variants. Every fandom has their own Jackson Wang, but there's only one true Jackson Wang. But yeah, if you're game to play, then let us know what you find in the comments. You could also tag me on Twitter or Instagram or even TikTok. I just really want to know, and I'm sure many of you do as well. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching. I appreciate it a lot. I hope you learned something and had fun. If there are any other bits of fanfic or fandom related phenomenon you'd like a video about, then let me know. This was a lot of fun for me because I have firsthand experience of seeing this guy everywhere, so being able to talk about all that was a blast. Thanks again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
안녕.